our final guest of the night is an artist currently visiting from the US as part of Mocha Fest, a creative arts festival currently taking place at the Excel Centre in London.
That's something to do with coffee, isn't it?
Might do.
Yeah, maybe. She's been super busy, so we're thrilled that she's taken time out to be with us. Welcome to Living the Life, Nadia Janjua. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Sister.
I'm doing good. Thank you.
You must be super excited about
Being here.
being here, of course, on Living the Life, and the Arts Festival, which begins tomorrow.
Yes, it does. No, I am. We've had such a warm reception, and I feel like the really great thing about connecting with Muslim communities anywhere is you're going to find people that, you know, you share mutual acquaintances with, or just make friends like this. So it's been an intense week, but in a truly excellent way.
When did your career in art start?
Well, I've always been into the arts, but I'm actually self-taught and trained as an architect. So I literally just 2 years ago decided that I was going to take a hiatus from architecture and focus on my art full-time.
Now, this, in fact, all started when you were taken aback by the work of an individual, an artist, a Pakistani-American lady.
Ah, Salma Rastu?
Also, there's someone else. Do you remember who that is?
Guessing game. I don't. You know more about...
Starts with B. Bob.
Oh, you said Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Or we'd say Bob.
Bob Ross.
Yeah,
would we be correct in saying that was your beginnings of
No, definitely.
art?
That was the first time that I even became introduced to the medium of painting. Growing up, I was always drawing and kind of coloring with, markers, color pencils, but it was coming across his show on, I believe it was PBS, and just being, if anyone knows anything about him, he's always known as, painting the happy little trees and like the magical skies, and it is like within half an hour he had this beautiful landscape painted. So yes, I used to videotape his show. When my parents and my siblings would go to sleep at night, I would play it and just, step by step, just copy everything that he did, and that kind of started the trend of, hey, if I can teach myself this, I can teach myself, anything.
Did it ever work out? Because I've tried that, when they're trying to make something on the show, cook something, make a spaceship out of some sort of washing up liquid bottle.
Is that Blue
or whatever.
Peter by any
Yeah,
chance?
exactly. It never kind of, whatever you have, never looks like what they end up with.
Well, you know what?
How did it work out for you?
The process is so magical that I wasn't always focused on it necessarily looking just like their paintings. It's just, painting is such a self-rewarding process. Just getting colors onto the canvas, there's something so therapeutic about it. So I think I was so moved by that I didn't necessarily, get upset or disappointed when it didn't look just like Bob Ross's. But also, I've always had drawing skills, so maybe you need a little bit of innate, skill to kind of...
Now, what are you saying here exactly?
No judgment. Just stick to it. Keep doing it.
Well, I guess your work in architecture
Yes.
was the starting point. So I guess you always had it within yourself.
I did. Well, interestingly, like so many South Asians, I was actually pre-med in college and pursuing the medical career path. So,
why did you? What were the reasons why you decided to drop pre-med?
Oh, to drop pre-med, I was so unhappy. And I was really fortunate that I had parents who were so sensitive to me and kind of just seeing that, maybe it was for my sister but not for me. And so it was actually my mother who said, you're really good at math and science and you're really good at the arts. Why don't you try architecture?
Right.
And I discovered it, and I immediately fell in love with it, and I was so just physically so much healthier and happier. So
what makes good art in your opinion?
Oh, good art is art that is very honest and relevant, and it resonates with you, because when something resonates with you, you are bound to make a connection with someone else, anyone else.
Well, what's your view on Banksy?
Banksy, I'm such a fan of Banksy's art. My view is that I love the idea of art being accessible. I've always been a supporter of, you don't have to pay a lot of money to go to a museum or a gallery to see art. Art should be on the streets. Art should be able to take over the streets, you know? I follow Banksy on Instagram. I don't know who's posting posting this stuff, but...
He did something really impressive, didn't he, in America? There was
What
a
was that?
stall. He put all of his artwork on there, and he was
Okay.
selling it, but no one knew it was his stuff. And I think someone bought maybe 2-3 pieces, paid $100,
Yeah.
not knowing that each individual work could easily raise $50,000.
Yeah.
It kind of shows you perception, doesn't it?
Definitely.
What people-
Now, we're very happy because you've actually brought some of your examples of work with you today, which we're going to have a look at right now. Let's bring up the first one.
Yes.
This one is called Fight for Huck.
Fight for Huck.
Yeah, we're going to bring that one now.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about this. What's the image that we're seeing now?
I made this painting for a fundraiser that we did after some devastating floods in Pakistan. Part of the architectural work that I do is relief work, and straight out of grad school, I actually went to Pakistan in 2005 after the earthquakes, and helped build kind of these alternative models of housing, and it was a tremendous experience. I mean, really. I was 24 or 25 at the time, so kind of coming in so idealistic, thinking I'm going to build all these houses and I'm going to save people's lives. And in fact, it was none of that. I mean, we built prototypes and we maybe built 2 actual houses. But the greatest thing about it was that we were able to impart the tools and the skills of basically we wanted to teach civilians to build homes for themselves. Right. So this painting that I did, Fight for Huck, again, it was for a fundraiser where the money was going directly to victims of this flood, and the idea was that don't rely on international aid or anything outside of you to fight for the truth and empowerment of yourself, and yourself being able to find the resources to bring yourself out of a situation.
You've got another one called Flight by Letter. Let's have a look at that one.
Yeah, and what was the idea behind Flight by Letter?
Flight by Letter, I was approached by a gallery to make artwork reflecting literature and kind of the power of literature. And so
we're seeing the colours at the moment.
Yes.
It's fascinating, bright colours that you use. Is there a particular reason why you like using vibrant colours?
I love it. I experience my life in color, and I think it brings me so much joy, and it really is my language. I mean, before I was writing and speaking even, I was drawing, and I was coloring. So this, the painting, if you can see on the bottom of the painting, there's actually this image of this book.
Right.
And there's like this bird emerging from it. So it's the idea that when you have really well-written literature, something that touches your heart, it just makes your soul fly, and it can be very kind of empowering in that way.
Right.
And the final one is Of the Earth painting.
Yeah, this is another fascinating image as well that you've been kind enough to share with us. Now, the great thing about the images that we're seeing now, each one is very different.
That's a nice one.
Yes.
This one you've got the Kaaba, I believe, as a focal point.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the blue underneath?
So, I don't know how many of you have been for Umrah like 10 years ago, but there used to be an area where Zamzam was, where you would walk down.
Wow,
and it was just this, I have this, because it's not like that anymore. Now they have, coolers and plastic cups, and it's just changed so much. But I remember that area being this communal spot where I just have this memory. There's the elderly lady who my sister helped her perform Say, the walking between Safa and Marwa. Yeah. Sure. And we went down to the Zamzam area, and she took like buckets of water, and she was just drenching my sister with them in kind of in a way to show her gratitude of we don't even speak the same language, but I'm so grateful that you kind of helped me perform this. And so this area was an area where it brought so many different people together. Yeah. So the blue underneath is that, but what's notable about that painting is there are really small details, they're small dots, and they're actually pieces of earth that I've collected from every country that I've traveled, and I've embedded it into the painting, and with the idea that we're all made of earth, and we're all have different colors, but we're very unified.
Wow, mashallah, very good.
Fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I'd love to hear from our other guests about what their views are and if they're
maybe we can even get them to
able
draw
painters.
something.
Yes, get you to sketch.
We'll find out a bit later on. But guys, for now, I can't believe it. It's time for our final break already.
Can you believe it?
We will see you back right here in just a few minutes.